go at making my own reusable soy wax things. I've seen someone doing it for beeswax online, and all they did was cut out the shape they wanted. So I want some more things to go with the pots for Rosie at the moment, so I've got 2 small circles. Sprinkle it with some of the wax, so I'm using soy wax because we're vegan. And we preheat the oven to 150 apparently, and then you stick it in the oven for like 2 minutes until all the wax is melted, and then you hang them straight up to dry. So I shall tell you how that goes once the oven has preheated, and see if this method actually works. Real person actually trying to do a real experiment on this, so I don't know if I've used too much wax or what. This one's quite heavily loaded, this one not so much, so we'll see which one comes out better, or whether it's a happy medium. Definitely only take 2 minutes in the oven at 150. I think I used a bit too much wax because they're dripping wet, but it says to air them straight away, so I've left my pan underneath because they're dripping a little bit, and I'm going to peg them up there to dry, because I don't want to waste. I could put them on the line, but I don't have Rosie for long this morning, so I don't want to be doing too much. So yeah, we'll come back in 10 minutes and show you if they worked. Okay, less is more with the wax. This one's turned out much better than this one, which had the more on it. This one's still drying. If you peg them up, you lose the wax on the other side, whatever is attached to. So I've got small parts of this, but the idea is when you put it down, I've made mine too small. You need to give a good 1 to 2 inches around the sides. It's the warmth of your hand bends it around the edges. I did measure it, I didn't allow for, and if it doesn't stick on its own, you just use an elastic band and hold it down. So yeah, these two might not be usable, but I'm learning as I do this. So less wax, my wax will go further, and obviously you can use any pretty fabric you have, and they're wipeable. Once this completely dries and everything, this is completely wipeable. So yeah, if anyone's tried this with beeswax, let me know how that turns out. Otherwise, this is a vegan soya wax one. So my next one was a bigger success. This one I decided not to chop down. I don't have many pieces this size. This one's gone much better. But I had 2 pieces of fabric, one both this size, so I decided to do one big one. I'm about to put 2 smaller ones on as well, because these ones will fit over the pots that I showed you earlier. That sometimes Rosie doesn't eat all her fruit, so we put it back in the fridge. Whereas this one's probably big enough to wrap a sandwich in, and if it's not quite big, it probably will definitely wrap a wrap in. But if it's not quite big enough to wrap a sandwich in, I've got I've got a big sheet of fabric in my drawer as well, so I will just cut out a really big square for that. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Take a picture at the end to show you the last 2, otherwise it's ta-ta from me and ta-ta from the Rosie Bear.